and Marisa back again for more live reactions to
Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger.
This is Keisatsu Sentai Patranger. Pew 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 pew. Alright, so I don't think too many new things going on this week.
I'm sleep deprived.
Yeah. I've got grad papers going on. But I don't think any new big bombshell news going on in the world of Power Rangers or Sentai.
I didn't get to have a weekend.
I'm sorry, huh? She's had a busy week.
I worked through what should have been.
Yeah. But on the plus side,
Day 8 straight days of working. Kill me now.
I'm sorry, huh? So yeah, we're recording this a little later than usual, so it's going to come out a little bit later in the evening. Hopefully not too late.
Oh yeah, hi guys. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, it's actually Wednesday
after work.
during the day this time, because she's been too busy.
I've been way sleep deprived, and so last night Jake was like, "Let's do the thing," and I was like, "No, I'm going to bed." He's like,
Yeah.
"Well, are we going to get up early and do it?" And I'm like, "No, I'm going to bed."
Yeah. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. But anywho,
that's all on me, guys.
One nice thing though is I have been doing a bit more editing on 84 again. So that's actually kind of coming together finally. I'm working on one of the major effects that's going to kind of spill over into 85 too. So I've been trying to get it right. I've been waiting also. I'll admit, I've been procrastinating a little bit, and part of that is because I'm so tired of CGing my helmet.
Oh yeah,
because,
that happened.
I keep thinking, you know what? I just gotta wait a little bit longer. And early this morning, I finally got the message. My helmet is painted and should hopefully be arriving in the next few weeks. I'm not sure exactly how long shipping's going to take, but did you see the pretty?
I'm having too much fun watching the face detection box follow me around.
You are tired. But yes, I am excited. So once that arrives, that should speed things along a little bit, because then I won't have to CG my head anymore.
Why isn't my box yellow?
Person of interest reference. Don't worry about it. Anywho, so I have tutoring in like an hour and a half, so we should dive right into this episode.
Yeah, let's watch some Lupinrangers.
Yep. So it's time for episode 15 of
Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger.
This is Keisatsu Sentai Patranger, a police officer's duty.
What, really? A police officer's duty? Wasn't that, like, the theme of last episode?
Well,
right, it was kind of to be continued, wasn't
it?
Oh, yeah, this business. He got stabbed.
Yeah, with the
Hot.
poison.
He's still trying to do his duty.
And we got the crane and the drill.
You know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Library Wars.
Okay.
Which is an anime where...
Yeah, he's not doing hot.
For some reason...
Oh, they're not doing great either.
Police force whose whole job is to protect libraries.
Right.
And the main character is trying to become a library army police person specifically because of one that helped her when she was a child. Seems...
What's going on here? Who is this? Oh, is this Hilltop?
Yeah, it is. That's his voice. Sorry.
そうでしたか。国際警察。もしかしてうち職場で話題になってんすか？聞いてるよ。フレンチセットが全部
French meats. Delightful.
嬉しいですね。ヒルトップさんも召し上がりますか？
What is that?
No, he's getting takeout.
Is that Kogure already sitting there? Oh, he's coming out. What? What does that mean? What? Oh, okay.
I think that was a
little translational gap thing. Was it in-universe translational gap?
Yeah. So yeah, they're definitely going for that whole Japanese as a second language thing.
Yeah. It's like a gag. Oh, there we go. What? How'd their restaurant get so full all of a sudden? It was literally empty like a minute ago.
Was it? I had a feeling there were more people.
Mysterious treasures left by the phantom thief Arsene Lupin been stolen by the gamblers. The thieves who fight to recover what they've lost. The police who fight to protect world peace. Whose side are you on? Yami no nakade Futeki ni wa aru silhouette Kono shutai Shirekakere catch me if you can Destiny Yokoku saru Honto no nuchi wo Rikai suru mono dake ni Hikari Hanatsu Mongai Fushutsu no collection Lupin Kare ni mau Chase you up Ubai Keisatsu Ushinai Shitoki wo Tokuso Kame Daru Mawase Lupin Shumete Kuru Chase you up Yatsuri ni adu Kazuki ni Lupinranger It's showdown. Still a little off on some of the rhythms, but we're definitely getting better. I'd say at the very least...
I'm half asleep and I keep trying to go back to that hold up, Lupin.
Yeah. Lupin. I'd say at the very least, we're doing better with this at episode 15 than we were doing, I think, with Q-Ranger at episode 15.
I brought you guys my crumbs.
These aren't Japanese. These are actually from the bistro. Macarons. At least by next week. They got
Kechira's in worse shape.
Yeah, they got it beaten. Okay, so yeah, it's one of those.
Well, these two are about to go back into action before their week is up.
Yeah, they need to defeat Tajino to really reverse the poison. It's that whole it's that monster roll. Yeah, he pushed it a little too hard there. What's up?
Why is it that every time someone is injured in Japan, their face is the part that's injured? They always wind up with band-aids all over their face, and bandages around their heads.
Tajino. Oh, yeah. He's got to explain what the deal was with those pieces that got lost. Ooh. Extra collection piece. Nice. Yeah, that's fair.
Don't want you to think that I'm here just to date
want Sakuya to get
the wrong idea.
Yeah.
Ah, Kyrie just took off.
What are you doing, Kyrie? Where'd you go? Oh no, that's Sakuya.
Yeah, it is.
Oh no. No.
Those aren't for you.
Those were for Tsukasa.
They're pink.
Yeah.
でもせっかく来てくれたのにごめん。僕ちょっと行くとこあって。
What?
怪我大丈夫なんですか？
まあ。あ、司先輩には内緒にしといて。
Okay, and next comes Tsukasa, and she's gonna do this whole thing. Don't tell Suguya.
いいのかな。
Kairi.
What are you up to?
Kairi's gonna go see Kichiru. Which he's not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
カイリ君。
Hey,
どうし
Tsukasa.
て君がここに？
You got it.
Crutches
Crutches.
make more sense.
ってのを聞いて
So does the arm sling.
Yeah.
You'd expect them to take a lot of limb and torso
Yeah.
wounds. Not
あ
so
の
many
人どうした
Yeah.
毒を食らったまま。
Few people realize this, but the helmet
毒
doesn't protect much.
圭一郎は
Somehow less than the spandex. We don't know why.
なくなるかも。
It's not spandex.
俺わかんないんだけどだって仕事でしょ
It's just his job.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand how dedicated some people are to their jobs.
Yeah.
守る仕事だからな。警察官は。
Alright, so he's getting a little bit of an insight into how Keiichiro is.
みんなだぞ。
Yeah,
分かって
he's...
るのか。圭一郎。
ということで、
Like,
日和山の不気味な音は解決
it still doesn't excuse his behavior with
お怪我もされてるのに。
with the Lupinrangers, but, you know, informs a lot of the rest of his character.
でもまだギャンブラー倒してないんだろう。
それは、でも大丈夫。先輩が約束しただろ。俺たちここ
That kid doesn't trust you.
君たちの演奏
Well, he's dressed as a Lupinranger, so...
約束する。
I don't know, he's rolling with it.
警察が
I love how there's even, like, the scotch tape on the cape. It's great.
Mika-chan, what are you doing?
She's following to figure out what he's up to. He's got his evil shotgun.
Gun. It's a gun.
It's a shotgun. Wow, he can shotgun his spikes. That's not good. That's very bad. What have you got there, too?
That went right through the groceries.
Oh, wow. He got lucky.
They seem to be very spread out, which is why, like, there are so many people who had the person next to them go down, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Which really is an interesting way to achieve maximum carnage, because you do figure that surrounding
He's got a
each
wide spread.
well, also you figure surrounding each victim are going to be people who are going to stop to help the victim.
That's fair.
So, if you spread your victims out, you get maximum helpers.
Why is this not hurting him? That's not good. Whoa, okay. You are... Whoosh.
The gun is from the collection.
No, it's the,
Oh, the
It's
lamp
because
looking...
he's got the sniper sight now.
街にギャンブラー
It was an eagle,
子供たちを外に
so he's got an eagle eye.
僕行きます。
そのお体で怪盗に任せればいい
Why not just let... Yeah, there you go. Why not just let the Phantom Thieves do it?
心配してくれてるんだ。ありがとうね。でもじっとしてられないんだ。お兄ちゃん警察官だ。
There you go. You gotta fight the gamblers. You don't need to fight the Phantom Thieves. That's unnecessary, but you do need to fight the gamblers.
Only... Did he just call himself Big Brother?
Yeah, possibly.
In the reflexive, kind of like...
司先輩。
And of course, Yukasa's there.
遅いぞ昨夜
何考えてるんですか。無茶ですよ。先輩の方が重傷なのに。
圭一郎のバカと一緒にするな可能な限り対策を考え目標を倒し無事生還する
I suggest going into battle already morphed. I recommend that.
君には
He called her senpai, and they translated it as detective. Y'all are not getting the importance of this.
Yeah. Oh, sharpshooting is his specialty?
He's referring to her as his superior.
Yes. Ah, nice. They do like that drone, doing those drone shots.
I wonder if it's kind of like the whole auntie and uncle thing, where people who are not your aunt or your uncle.
Yeah.
So,
なるほど。あいつの仕業か。
Yeah.
しかも別のコレクションを手に入れたらしい。
だったら警察来る前にさっさと取ってさっさと倒そう。
Alright, yeah. Yep. Always a good idea to do some more. There you go. I like how the music just went.
what is she doing? They must have some kind of plan. Oh, I see. She's distracting him.
Yeah,
while he gets up closer.
Oh, nice. Scissors, yes.
こっちこっち。
Nice. Kaitou boost. Yes. Good. Probably could have used that earlier before you started running at him. But sure, I'm glad you're using it now. Oh, nice.
In the close-up, his boot has a deal.
Huh.
Ow!
Ouch. Oh, he put a trap in his own safe. You are a sneaky dude.
You fell for it. My new collection piece.
Well, I mean, he still got... Yeah. He used his collection piece as bait. But he's...
To make up for my mistake, I'm gonna have to do more than take out one cop.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah, that's true. Oh dear. Can any of the others use blade and scissors? Alright. You should probably be morphed at the moment. Okay, there you go. Hey, it's morphed. Nice.
Excuse me.
Alright, so what
What
are they
this
gonna
yellow dude does?
do? I think those are just bullets.
Oh, interesting.
Looks like you can shoot both bullets and,
Yeah, and the swords keep yelling, "Stop resisting."
yeah. Yeah, because they've got the little megaphones on them. It's kind of great.
ギャングラーはまだ暴れてるみたい。
Oh no, don't say that in front of Keiichiro. He's gonna try and get up, and he really shouldn't.
Oh no, and she mentioned that they went out without him.
Oh no. Of course he had to gain consciousness. I do like how they're basically pulling a Gokaiger move right now with the with swapping sidearms so
Yeah.
each can dual wield. Oh yeah, she's
She's got a bad arm.
yeah.
So does he.
Yeah, they're both in bad shape.
She's got a bad leg. She was on a crutch. Can she even get up again now?
Let's see, but come on, Lupins. Yeah, you gotta help him out, Lupins.
Here's the Lupin.
Unless that's...
Kichu.
of course it is.
And he has Goody Striker.
Nice. Yeah, he's... Okay.
Oh, I see what they're gonna do.
Yeah, they're gonna do a union.
Between the three of them, they might make one functional ranger.
Yeah, exactly. This is no time to be hospitalized. I'm a cure. That's right. There we go.
They're playing the Patranger song alone.
Yep. Well, it's their focus. They deserve it once in a while. There we go. Goody striker time. Oh yeah, they'll all feel each other's pain out of this. There we go. I feel like we haven't used this attack in a while.
It has been a while. I think this is only the second time.
Maybe the third or fourth.
The pain's not as bad now. They expected the pain to be triple.
Hey, look. She can use the blade. I was hoping that one of the others would be able to use blade and scissors. There we go. Bye-bye to you. Now I'm pretty...
It's showtime.
There we go. Hey, poison's gone. Nice. So this means Lupinrangers can fight in the mech.
And not have to go to the hospital. Because that would have blown Kairou's cover.
Yep. It's nice that the poison goes away once the... Oh yeah, there's still... There's...
Yeah. You got good point.
ボス、もう一度チャンスをあげても。
好きにしろ。
チャンスだよ。
Yeah. There
私
we
の
go.
可愛いお宝さん。
Doobie doobie time.
元気にしてあげて。
That's a loan word that seems to come up a lot.
Chunks? Yeah, that's true. Did the boss forgive me? Not so sure.
Specifically meaning, you know, how many chances you get, or you get another chance, or this is my chance.
Yeah.
As opposed to, let's leave it to chance.
Right. Oh, they are... We are doing Patranger this time. I was expecting
Look out for justice.
I was expecting the Lupins to take over
Yes, I do have more
since the Patrangers were so beat up, but alright, cool.
They have very wide streets.
Yes they do. I mean, that's the way it's been in Japan for like 40 years. They know how they're going to keep running into these mechs all the time.
Since when does it have a trigger, though?
Huh, interesting.
Goody Striker asked, since when does it have a trigger?
Actually modified? Blame the crane and instill the drill. Oh, they must not have been around when, that's right, they weren't in the quarry when they, used those pieces.
Don't be jealous, guys. You've got blade and scissors.
Yeah.
This guy is definitely supposed to be, like a sea urchin type creature.
Yeah.
Because he's got those sand dollars on his shoulders.
Yeah. Well, one of the running things is that, all of the ganglers are supposedly based off of, prehistoric creatures.
Okay.
I'm not always sure which ones.
Then whatever he is, it's a prehistoric,
Yeah, like sea urchin type.
sea urchin, it's right, what do you call it?
Sand dollar, sea urchin.
Predecessor.
Sand urchin, sea dollar.
What family is that?
It's
not a crustacean.
No. Whoosh. I'm always amused by just how giant those crane arms get for final attacks.
What animal family contains sand dollars and sea urchins?
They really are pretty good.
Kaitou.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
我々は任務を果たしただけです
Is
の
it
で
done? Okay.
どうぞ楽しい遠足を。はい。
Enjoy your field trip.
Oh, what do you know?
Oh, look. He's got a Patranger suit on now. That's cute.
He's got a triple Patranger suit
Yeah,
on
he
now.
went for the Union.
どうも
Hey,
いたしまして
Technically, a sand dollar is a sea urchin.
is he actually gonna give him a hug? I feel like
He's
no.
gonna hug one of the other two.
Yeah. He's gonna hug both the other two. Oh no, the green one. Yeah, Sakia was the one who came to see him earlier.
Also known as a sea cookie or a snapper biscuit.
残念だったな圭一郎。
Those sound like delicacies.
Oh wow! Look what a live sea urchin looks like. I mean, a live sand
Sound
dollar.
dollar? Yeah,
They're
it's
very
very
spiny.
spiky.
いやこれでいいんだ
Keiichiro likes kids. Kids do not like Keiichiro. There we go. Nice. That was cute. Oh, we're getting a body swap episode next time.
分かった俺がやる残ったやつが願いを叶えればいい
We're gonna be dealing with a fake Tuma.
夢クリエーションバンバイと
It's not a Tuma.
ご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
Hey, look. Nice. It's the upcoming.
You don't trust Tommy.
It's the upcoming Q-Ranger movie where they team up with the space sheriffs. And apparently Hammy is like the villain or something, which is kind of crazy. They've also got a bunch of old villains coming back too, including Escape from Bowbusters. And Deckard. And
Camille?
Camille. Like, it's just a whole bunch of different
Or
villains.
whoever Camille actually is.
Right. Melee, I believe. It would be... Melee, I think, is the...
So it's a prehistoric echinoderm.
Okay.
Echinoderm would be the class, because they go all the way up.
But yeah, Camille's original character was named Melee, I believe. And Decker's Sentai counterpart was Juzo. But yeah, that's a thing that's coming out this summer, it looks like.
What was the sheep supposed to be?
Some sort of prehistoric giant sheep, I presume. I believe that...
The thing is large mammals didn't come up until...
Well, one of them was supposed to be like, prehistoric deer type. Each one of them has been... note, we're not talking, like Mesozoic era per se, just prehistoric.
Fair enough.
So, like, based off giant mammals and things like that. So this one...
Sorry, the echinoderm gave me the thought that maybe we were going back further than that.
Yeah, well, they're going... Okay, they just described them as a sea urchin theme.
Echinoderm.
But if I were to look up real quick the sheep guys, Odordo. Oh, he's supposed to be alpaca themed. Interesting. I don't know. I didn't know alpacas were... Okay, there it is.
The paleo llama.
The paleo llama. Here's a paleo llama.
Okay.
So apparently each one of these things connects back to some other old school prehistoric thing. Probably get like a mammoth at some point. Who knows?
Tusks.
Or a mastodon. We might get a
Mr.
mastodon.
Mastodon Farm
Because as we all
Mr.
know,
Mastodon
mastodons were
makes
dinosaurs.
soup out of all materials.
And saber-toothed tiger, also a dinosaur, as we all know. How you doing there? You good? But yeah, we got a decent follow up to the craziness of last week. Everybody just basically fighting through their injuries and recovering. Sort of. It's a classic trope. No new real plot developments past here. After we got the new Zords last time, and they faced off against the Don last time. I keep forgetting how his name is actually pronounced. It's Dogranio or Dogranio.
The Dawn.
I just call him the Don. He's the gangler father.
He's gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Yes. That offer be to blow you up. You can't really refuse that offer, he's just gonna blow you up.
You're getting a little too gruff. You're going into I'm a god. The Dawn is low, but he's not very gruff.
There's no time to be This is no time for hospitalization. I'm a cap.
Don't tell.
What?
Don't tell Tsukasa.
What was that?
Don't tell Tsukasa.
Don't tell Tsukasa, yeah. And she didn't tell Tsukasa. She decided to follow Sakuya and see what he was up to instead.
But it was funny that when he showed up at the police station, she was like, I was wondering when you were going to show up.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's like,
That's not that surprising.
I thought I had to keep it a secret from you, but apparently not.
Yeah, exactly.
Ow.
You should just bite the glass.
No, I just clonked myself with it when I was going to drink.
Fair enough. But yeah, it was cool to see the drill and crane attached to the Megazord, although I still find it silly that
They always take the girl arm off.
they always take the girl arm off. Even when they're attaching two Zords, the other one just kind of goes into the hand of the other arm. So I just find that a little weird.
I mean, maybe it's just because both of them are left arms.
They're not both left arms though.
Oh.
Well,
Patranger, it's a right arm.
It's the right arm. They replaced the right arm.
Okay, there goes that theory.
Yeah.
Also, how tired am I that I couldn't tell right from left?
Well, you can hardly tell the difference half the time anyway. When we're driving and you need to navigate, rather than saying left or right, you say your side, my side.
It's true.
Because you know that you do not know your direction.
Meaning driver's side or passenger side.
Yeah.
Which am I turning toward?
But yeah, I find that weird that they because yeah, it's left arm on Lupinranger and right arm on Patranger. Which is definitely strange. And then again, they do seem to format
Green is also a repeat color.
It's a little yellowish.
It's very yellow.
It's very yellow.
It's yellow.
Yeah, that's fair.
Blade and Scissors is green.
And Blade and Scissors is black.
And green.
I guess it's got a little bit of green. No, you're thinking of the Cyclone.
I am thinking of the Cyclone. Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
I am thinking of the Cyclone.
But yeah, they do seem to format it around those ways. For instance, with Blade and Scissors, one arm becomes the shield and then the other one holds the sword. And in this case, one arm becomes the crane and the other holds the drill. The drill, with the drill being more of the sidearm rather than melee weapon. And yeah, I did like some of the fight sequences. They were I liked all the dodging techniques to work around the spread of the needle shotgun thing.
Yes.
I feel like the action choreography in this season is definitely leaning a lot closer to the style of Go Busters, which which I appreciate. I liked the action stylings of Go Busters. With Q Ranger, it was definitely focused more on a little bit more spectacle, whereas this is focusing a little bit more on
Technique.
yeah. I think that's a fair comparison.
Well, Kaitou was overall a very flashy Sentai.
Yeah. I mean, this is still flashy, just in a different way.
Yeah, but no, I mean like Lisa Frank colors and sparkles flashy.
True. But yeah, Tuma was doing some good moves with the with dodging all the spikes coming in.
Yeah.
And they
Pretty
kept that
spry
rolling
for
pretty
an
well.
old guy.
Yeah. He's younger than we are.
I know. I'm just... They make fun of his age, so I'm making fun of his age.
Yeah. But yeah, that's... I question a lot on whether Lupinranger versus Patranger is going to get adapted at any point. It's up in the air to me just because of...
I mean, it's kind of...
Well, it's
almost...
the gun themes.
The gun themes, one, and it almost certainly locks you into the cops versus robbers.
Yeah.
There's... Like, because a lot of the times they'll adapt something and it won't quite be what it was. But you're very locked into cops and robbers with the...
It's a sort of... The themes are a little bit dicier, I think, in the American culture. As far as whether or not they would be appropriate for children. And I don't mean whether or not, children should be aware of these things, of these issues, but more so the perception of whether or not it's appropriate for children.
Yeah, we definitely have a no guns in children's TV kind of culture.
Yeah. And part of that is because we do have a much heavier gun culture in the United States.
Yeah, they're not exactly something that your average British kid can just go out and encounter one.
Yeah, and the more realistic the use of guns are in a show, the less likely it's going to be considered appropriate for children. And in this case, not just the giant robot having giant bullets,
I mean,
but
the
also
dude was basically standing up there being one of those snipers that we've had that here.
Yeah, that's...
You're just trying to go about your daily business and some sniper starts shooting off the rooftops. So it's a bit more of a, are you going to scare the kids kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's not something that, really happens so much in a lot of other countries.
Well, they have less guns than we do.
Yeah, like, Japan, I know, has very strong gun control. So, for...
No, Japan has people who ride by on motorcycles and hit you with a baseball bat.
Right. But
every culture has their thing. It's just that ours is guns.
Yes, which makes it...
And the Brits have
more effective.
yobs with knives.
Yeah.
Because over there, the police, they wear stab vests.
Right.
Because yobs with knives are a problem.
Yeah. But even so, it's still...
in Japan, it's delinquents with blunt objects.
The level of casualties that we get here in America is I would say, almost...
Quite often sports equipment.
Generally higher.
Baseball bats, field hockey sticks.
But the main point I'm making is that the scenario that we were watching with...
A little too close to home.
With the villain, unloading his shotgun on populace. In Japan, that's a little bit more of a
fantastical thing.
Of a fantastical scenario. It's not, it's like, for
that
us...
doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's something where, like, the equivalent of, us watching a laser battle or something, it's okay, yeah, it's violent, but it's not the sort of violence that we encounter in our society. Whereas here in America, that is the sort of violence that we encounter in our society.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird that we consider, for example, violence to be so much more television acceptable than certain other things.
Yeah.
Because you'd think it'd be the other way around.
But,
you know what? I mean, we're watching Sentai / Power Rangers.
Yeah.
It's going to be violent.
Yeah, exactly.
People are going to be kicking each other and punching each other and quite possibly laser gunning each other.
Yeah.
But you want to kind of avoid the realistic-looking gun that shoots
Yeah, that
people
was...
who are just trying to go about their shopping.
I was just genuinely surprised by how straightforward that weapon was, as just looking like a double-barreled shotgun.
The Ranger's weapons, despite having the ability to shoot...
Yeah, they're very stylized. They're
very stylized.
They're clearly not the sort of thing that
That's the kind of thing that Disney could put glow over and everything would be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we're doing Disney right now, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Laser pellets works fine.
Laser pellets.
That was, that had
You can't laser pellet that shotgun.
There was impaling going on with it, too.
It looked like an actual double-barrel shotgun.
Yeah. And beyond that, even the effect it was having with the one being unloaded on a crowd, which, of course, they would cut that out if they were to adapt that episode.
They would have to.
Not just because...
Random shootings of the populace is just not a thing that we can have.
And not just for the, for censorship reasons, they're not going to show that many...
Japanese people.
Japanese people in the adapted version.
That too. But no, I was thinking like the Las Vegas dude. You just can't...
Yeah.
There's a certain degree of sensitivity.
So when we talk about what can and can't be adapted, that's something where, even from a logistical standpoint, wouldn't be adapted, because there's too many civilians in the shot. But...
And civilians... Yeah, too many... When there's civilians in the Sentai footage, that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hi, I'm not happening in the United States.
Exactly. Or New Zealand.
Also cars.
Yeah.
When you see people driving on the wrong side of the road.
They occasionally...
Just flip it.
They'll occasionally just flip it, but they go back and forth on whether or not they care about that.
It looks weird when you flip it.
A little bit, but not that much weirder than it looks if they leave it normal.
Well, the thing of it is, you might miss that the car's driving on the wrong side of the road, but you won't necessarily miss that the Zord is the wrong colors around. Like...
Well, if we're dealing with a car, we're not dealing with a Zord. Those are completely different level of scale.
Okay, that the Rangers have their suit on backwards.
Maybe. A lot of suits are largely symmetrical, and generally speaking, they don't have that many scenes with cars, and usually if they have a scene with a car, it's because a Ranger is on the hood, and you're seeing them from behind. You can't really...
Fair enough.
It doesn't...
And they're not always that symmetrical, though. I mean, think of SPD.
Yeah, and Dino Charge especially.
And the Lupinrangers have the thing on one side and not on the other.
That's fair.
Not the Lupinrangers. The Patrangers. The Lupinrangers are much more flippable.
But from behind, both of them...
Yeah, from behind they'd be fine.
It look pretty symmetrical.
But you know the last time I saw a lot of civilians...
What?
In Sentai footage, it was when Moira was collecting doll people.
That's fair. Anything where, it's sort of a blink and you miss it very quickly. If we do end up seeing a Power Rangers version of Lupinranger versus Patranger, I
expect this guy to be cut.
One, it's going to take years before we see it, if it happens.
Or you could go directly from his... You could patch him together without this fight. You could... Because there wasn't so much of that in the last episode.
That's true.
So you could take him from there to his being...
I mean, that's still his weapon.
Yeah, but
I could easily see them cutting out this monster entirely.
I could see them cutting out the monster entirely, but if they were going to adapt it, it would be by removing all of his footage from this episode and using any footage from the previous episode where the gun in question would be blink and you miss it. It's also entirely possible if Hasbro ends up taking a, every season approach, which, we haven't been, but if they start, with Go Busters coming out, they could be going back and doing these things. They might take a Megaforce approach where they just adapt it as a single season. In which case you can cut out a lot of monsters. Slash the season down to the essentials. You can cut out a lot of monsters that way.
Even so, it's still I could still easily see this one being a rough pitch to try and do for an American audience. But I also don't know what Hasbro's sensibilities are, so everything's up in the air.
I mean, the two Rangers teams thing does not help at all.
Well, I think from a marketing standpoint, I think that it could work very well.
Yes, from an adaptation standpoint, however,
It
complicates things considerably.
From a story perspective, because they do tend to lean towards, at least most recently, simpler narratives.
And if you've got two teams, the narrative is not going to be simple.
Especially across, if they were to, do it as a single season. So although this episode was pretty straightforward in terms of...
I mean, I suppose one could simplify it considerably by turning the Lupinrangers into the actual villains. But that would be cheap, man.
And that also wouldn't make sense, because they've already got the monsters that everybody's fighting.
It's true.
It wouldn't make sense with the footage. That'd be fighting it hard. I mean, it could be interesting, but I don't feel like that's what they choose to go with. But yeah, this episode, despite being fairly straightforward in terms of, okay, the injured Rangers from last episode recover and rise to the occasion, showing the determination, which is, it's a nice trope.
Patrangers.
Really just kind of fostered a lot of discussion with us in terms of...
That gun.
Yeah, how this season may or may not play as an adaptation. And I've been skeptical of that since the beginning, really.
Well, yeah, because of the two Ranger teams.
Well, because of the two Ranger teams, but also because at the time that it was premiering, we were going off a every other season plan, and we were all assuming
this would be the skip.
We were all assuming Q Ranger was coming next year, but then Go Busters came along and totally destroyed any sense of pattern.
Nobody knows what's going on.
But then, even from the first time we saw Lupin Kaiser, it's like, okay, they are playing this up as bullets, and that's going to be a tough sell here.
Yep.
So, we'll see what happens. It might end up being...
Kind of got like the Hays Code of children's television going on here.
Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a few years, I think, before we have any knowledge on that. It's still going to be... At this point, we still don't even know exactly who's going to be running Beast Morphers, really. We know it's going to be owned by Hasbro, but...
Who's running it? What's going on?
My assumption is still that it's going to be the PR Productions that's been working on things for the last 8 years, primarily because that's sort of how the switch over with Disney happened. Was
you sell the whole team.
Disney had fully owned Wild Force, but MMPR Productions still produced it, and then it wasn't until the next season with Ninja Storm that they actually, got their own
the means of production.
Yeah. So I'm expecting the same sort of thing. I'm expecting it still to be, since Chip developed it, I assume he's still going to be running it. I still assume he's going to have the same team down in New Zealand. I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Casantini and Heinz Saban are still executive producers for Beast Morphers, and then we'll see what happens after that. There's a lot of speculation on what could be happening in the future, and I'm hoping that we get some more answers soon. I'm hoping that people who are a bit more news savvy will reach out to the right people and be able to get some more information. But I think
news people, go.
For now, I gotta get this up. I gotta get some dinner. I gotta
get back to
tutoring. Gotta get back to sleep. So I think that's about a wrap for this one. So until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. Family, Echinoderm, Natural Predator, Caps.